What's going on, Niner fam? It is Peter Lucas, and I got with me today Brandon. It's the boys, the Niner Boys podcast, minus Beto today.
There.
And Beto had some important things that he had some family things to do today. So big up to my guy Beto and taking care of business. But so you're stuck with me and Brandon today, and so it is what it is. We got a lot to talk about. I know all of you got to get a lot of things off your chest. I know Brandon does. I know I do. We're going to talk about some injury issues with the 49ers. We're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff. But before we get to any of it, we got to hit the music.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I like to know.
are you ready for start time?
And once again, it is Peter Lucas. This is the Niner Fanatic podcast, actually, the Boys podcast. But sorry, it was just it was habit. But I got with me today Brandon from Forever Faithful podcast. And Brandon, how you feeling today? Like, are you far enough away from the roof not to jump off?
Well, I got a balcony in my room, so I might be able to just jump off the balcony. But I think I'm going to keep it together today and go ahead and do the show with you and get my frustrations out on the show today with the whole Brandon Aiyuk debacle. How you feeling, Pete?
Man, it's been a busy day. It's a lot of time on Twitter today, just because you're waiting for any little tidbit of news to come out every 2 seconds. Oh, this team's out. This team's in. This they're offering this, but Brandon didn't want it. And all of that. Like, could it be coming back to the Niners? We think that's what the beat writers think that's what's going to end up happening. There's just so many angles to this whole thing, and I want to say what's going on to my guy Captain. What's going on, Jason? I appreciate you coming through, fam.
What's
And
up?
Mr. Twin, what's going on, Twin?
What's up, twin?
Always a pleasure, sir. And
Chat real quick while we got the reading the chat. But let us know what you guys are feeling after all this nonsense going on with Brandon Aiyuk.
yeah, definitely put your questions, comments, just feelings, whatever you need to get off your chest into the chat. I promise you that like I'm gonna try my best to keep up and get all of it out there so you guys can have your voices heard. But yeah, it was a long day. It's been a long 2 days, I would say. Like for Brandon Ayuk stuff. Like, I mean, it's typical 49ers off season. Usually it's the quarterbacks. I think this is probably the roughest one that we've had so far. Even though Bosa was like right up to week one, we didn't hear a lot about any of it.
There's no
We
drama.
knew that they weren't going to trade. There was no drama whatsoever. But this has got to be. I think it's the roughest on the fans. If there wasn't so many reports of every little piece of the report coming out, like I don't think it would be as bad. But
If we
here
didn't
we
have
are.
social media, it wouldn't be as bad. Let's just put it
Yeah,
that
for
way.
sure. It's all Elon's fault.
Yeah, right.
But
Jesus.
it's so today I could start with so many things, but still no contract. Yeah, let's start there. No contract.
Yep.
There still hasn't been a trade, even though so many people went out on a limb and said that there was going to be a trade yesterday. They said it was going to happen last night. They said it was going to happen this morning, and people putting their I guess their reputations on the line for this. And that, you know what? That's what happens when you really don't know, and you just kind of throw stuff against the wall and see what's going to stick. Like you end up with situations like this, and honestly, it's not going to matter. And like after this is all over, they're still going to do it. People aren't going to care. They're still going to trust a lot of these sources, and it is what it is. But how do you feel about the overall situation, Brandon? Let's get your feelings on it.
Honestly, at this point, dude, we're dragging it too long now. I feel like, I mean, I know, like you said, Bosa went up to about week 1, but with this, I think with especially with the drama and the whole requesting a trade bullshit and all this stuff, I'm over it, dude. It's like, get this shit done already. Like, we already know he ain't going nowhere. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Because if he was gonna go somewhere, I think it would have been done by now. In all honesty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
feel you.
like this is just all smoke and mirrors right now. It was with Debo when Debo was going through his contract shit. So at the end of the day, dude, like Kyle said today after their practice, we're still in the same process and we're trying to get a deal done. That's exactly what he said. And that
Mm-hmm.
right there, Brandon's not going to go anywhere. A contract's going to get done.
Yeah,
It's
going to get done one way or another.
Yeah.
Like I look at it like this: there was just a lot's been said, and the reality of the situation is nobody knows. That's the reality of the situation. None of us know what the end result is going to be because there's too many variables.
Yeah.
This too many people saying this, too many people saying that. There's really nothing definitive, and everybody they went as far as to say their framework was done on some of these trade requests, and but then we're hearing that Brandon Aiyuk not going to agree to a contract with New England or the Browns. And then he like supposedly he wants to go to Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's not willing to give up what the 49ers want. And that has been the key all along. And I've been telling person after person after person. What's going on, Throwback? Always a pleasure to have you in the building, brother. But that's what my point has been. This whole thing is that look, it's a negotiation. This is a negotiation, and things are going to be said that the other side doesn't like, and vice versa. They're going to do Ayuk's camp is going to do everything in its power to give him any kind of leverage it possibly can, which in his situation is that he can tell that other team, I'm not signing with you after the season, which means that team isn't going to want to trade for him. So it's basically he can veto any trade by doing that. Because I don't know of any of these teams that's going to take him. It's going to give up what the 49ers want for a rental. But that's the other part is that the 49ers can say, okay, well, if you want to sign here, like he's saying he was looking at the Commanders and he was looking at Pittsburgh. Well, okay, that's great. But they're going to have to give an arm and a leg to get you. And it's going to have to be enough to where it's going to look like they lost this trade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're at, because these teams aren't stupid. As bad as many of these teams as you think are bad organizations, none of them are stupid. They're not going to take a really bad deal and get beat over the head with it if they take Brandon Aiyuk and then they're not winning. So that's where we're at. And then the reality of the situation is Brandon Aiyuk has said over and over and over again, he wants to be in San Francisco. He wants to be here. And he wants to, but he wants the 49ers to pay him what he feels he's worth, which is his right.
That's great and all, but he has had one good season. He's not on the levels.
He had two. He's had 2 seasons over 1,000.
But he's not on the levels of Justin Jefferson, Amon St. Brown, take the 28 mil, whatever the hell the guarantee is, and let's fucking move on.
I feel you, but if he feels like he can get more somewhere else, that's his right. And I think the 49ers did an excellent job this morning in the move that they made, which was go ahead, Brandon, go and find yourself a trade. Find you a team that is going to give us what we want, and as well as that it's going to pay you what you want.
And have fun
Go
being
ahead.
on the team.
Go ahead and find him. Like, because the problem with that, and the thing about it is that it's not as simple as, oh well, I found this team that's going to pay me what I want, because the reality is these teams probably aren't going to want to pay him over $30 million a year. No. And it gives him an opportunity to go out there and see what his actual market actually is. Because his agent is going to call around. He might find somebody that's willing to pay him, but it's going to be a bad team that he probably doesn't want to go to.
Exactly why he said he doesn't want to go to the Patriots or Browns.
Exactly. So you're not going to have your cake and eat it too. That's not going to happen.
Nope. It's either one or the other.
So now your options are this. Your options are you either take what we're offering, which we're gonna do what we've done with everybody else. We're not treating you any differently. We're gonna do what we did with everybody else, and you're probably gonna get a majority of your guaranteed money up front in the first 2 years, and then we have your void years on the back end. And but you'll get to be in a place where you're comfortable. And that goes a long way. I think that people don't think of that. And competing for a chip, but I think the comfortability factor. He's been here for 4 years.
Yeah.
He's played with these guys for 4 years. This is his coach for the last 4 years. And remember, he's young. When you're in your 20s, 4 years is a long time. And when you build comfortability in a spot, sometimes it's worth more than an extra couple million a year. And I'm not saying it is for him, but I think that's why it hasn't gotten to that point to where he's saying he just doesn't care anymore. And he's still saying that he wants to come back to the 49ers. He just wants them to pay him. I think he's trying everything in his power to get what he wants out of the 49ers because he wants to be in San Francisco. But the 49ers are drawing a line in the sand. Eventually, it was going to come to a point to where they could no longer keep paying top dollar for every single person. Like, they just couldn't do it. They've paid how many people top dollar now every single season? So they could no longer do that. They had to draw a line in the sand somewhere. They're definitely not going to do that with Purdy. So Purdy's getting top dollar. So unfortunately for Brandon, it happened to be him. Yeah. And how do you feel about it? Would you value the money more if you could go to Cleveland and go live in Cleveland and play, maybe win, maybe not win, maybe you're the missing piece? Or would it be better to be in a place where you're comfortable and that you know that you're going to have a good chance of going far, like you're going to win games, you like where you live, all that, like you like your teammates, all that kind of stuff? Which one is a better? Would you be more inclined to stay at?
I'd be inclined to stay at where I'm at right now, which is the Niners. Take what they offered me and just go along with the season and go try to win a chip. You're literally in a good predicament. You could get whatever the hell the Niners offered you, and then you're also on a winning team who's still competing for a chip. So you say you want to be on a winning team. Well, you got it. So they offered you what they think that you're worth right now. And I'm gonna put this out here too. Wide receivers, after they get paid, usually don't look the same as they do before they get paid. They always decline. So That's another thing too. Is like watch out for that shit after Ayuk gets paid as well, because we saw it with Debo, regardless of his injuries and everything, but he still wasn't performing, and he even admitted to it as well. So once again, Ayuk just needs to basically get over his feelings and say, "Okay, guys, I'm down to do this deal now."
Yeah, I fall short of telling him what he should do. Only he can make that decision.
Yeah,
But I think that eventually he's going to have to make the decision, because when those game checks start coming, and you've got to get though, and you've got to be in the building to get your accrued season. That's when it gets. That's really when it gets real. To me, once the preseason game starts, that's now we're on the clock.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
because
Yeah,
once your season starts, you have to be in the building. And if I'm the 49ers at that point, you need to play. You need to play. And because we're no longer just giving you gonna be like, okay, and we're gonna add your fines
what's up,
into your
Khalil?
salary and like all that other nonsense games that players like to play. And it might sound like I'm for the 49ers, but I'm playing devil's advocate here, because
Yeah,
if I'm the Niners at this point, now you're playing with my money,
yeah, it's
and
true.
you're not going to play with my money. Like so, it's and you're playing with my chances of winning of like and granted, 49ers got weapons all over the place. Do I
Yeah,
think that they're still going to make the playoffs without Ayuk? I do. How do you think that they would make the playoffs without Ayuk?
yeah.
I think they would. I
I
think
think
they
they would.
would. I
I
think
don't
Kyle would
think.
figure it out.
Yeah, Kyle would figure it out for sure. Um, my only question is, does Juwan go on the outside, or does Ricky go on the outside? You know what I'm saying?
In my opinion, I think they put Jawan on the outside and they put Ricky in the slot,
Okay. What's
because
going on,
Ricky can't
David?
get off a press man.
Hey,
I gotta say
perfect.
what's up to everybody in the chat, like because the chat's going
There's a
crazy
lot
right
now.
now. Proper 49er, appreciate you coming through, fam.
Yes.
Steve O, always a pleasure. Uh, who else?
David,
Kenny
what's up?
49er in the
Kenny,
building,
Khalid, what's
and
up?
Papa J, Kali, Art. Man, we got. I mean, I can't get to the bottom. Like, but I appreciate everybody coming through. Like, it's and I obviously everybody's passionate about this subject right now because we all want it to end, right? But
Yep.
we're just talking it through like like families do, and that's really that rhyme too. I need to use that.
Hey,
But
also
yeah,
perfect example. Throwback kind of brought it up earlier in the chat. Dev- Perfect kind of example to me personally. Didn't Devontae Adams get some good money when he went to the Raiders?
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean,
And
yeah, if
and
you're
look,
talking about, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and yeah, this is the one you were talking about. As
mm-hmm,
Devontae Adams had that work out, and you know, every player's situation is different. You know, it's Devontae was a completely different situation, in my opinion, than Brandon Aiyuk, because
yeah, for sure.
on Green Bay the cupboard was bare. It was Devontae and a bunch of what when he was in Green Bay. That was it.
Second,
It was him.
third
He
strings.
was the offense. So and he was still producing. We've never
Yeah,
seen Brandon Ayuk do that.
yeah,
He's never had to. I mean, I take that back. His rookie season, he was the only weapon we had. like, and he almost got 1,000 yards his rookie season. Like, but at the same time, he hasn't had to do that for a while. He's got weapons all around him
weapons
now.
galore.
But at the same time, he is the only person on the team, in my opinion, that can beat man coverage. Like consistently. He's the only one out of all of them. We don't know what cowing is yet. I think Cowing might be able to do that, but it would be from the slot spot. He's not doing it from the X where nobody and the 49ers never move him around the formation. So to get him
Right.
a nice spot like to get him open. So it's like for him, he has to beat press man all the time, and he does it consistently. Now, could he do that if they're doubling? I don't know because he's never been doubled.
He hasn't. He's
never,
good at the only thing I've seen him so far do is be good at blocking. I've never seen him get doubled before.
Now let's not go down. I will say this. I'm just gonna say that I haven't seen it. I'm not saying that he can't do it because I don't know. I just don't know. And but I think he is. And shout out to Roscoe that does the spaces and on Twitter. He made a very interesting comment in the spaces today that we just don't like. He's probably the most complete wide receiver just from what we've seen because he's gonna give you the route running. He's got the athleticism. He's gonna block. He's a leader. He is great in the locker room. He is exactly what the 49ers built him up to be and like everything that they could have asked for, which is another reason why he's asking for what he's asking for. Hey, I've done everything that you've asked me to do. I can't be a better citizen. Debo ain't blocking every down. I'm blocking every down.
Yeah.
Like
Pete, I got something real quick. So in my group chat with the guys from the Hive and everything, I know a lot of us don't like Mike Silver. I mean, I'm blocked on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie, but
I'm blocked by him too.
He actually put something out today that was kind of interesting to me. I'm gonna share it to you real quick if you want to read it and pull it up.
Wait, is this you? Oh, okay. Why would Kyle Shanahan sign off on such an in-kind strategy? Quite simply, according to multiple sources, the head coach is bothered by from the receiver's conspicuous bro hugs to his perceived brooding. That's that. I don't see that at all.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
I thought that was funny, dude.
Yeah, that's just silliness. Like now, because this is the thing about Aiyuk. I think he's just doing what he can to get his money. That kind of I really think that this kind of leads into my next point is that I don't think this has anything to do with Lynch or Shanahan. I think this is absolutely all Parag and Jed York.
Yeah.
Not wanting to pay him top dollar, and Parag wants to structure everything because that's why Parag gets paid, is to structure all these contracts to fit them, all these players in and keep the best product on the field. So I think this is the two of them. I don't think Shanahan or Lynch has anything to do with this. Like, and it is what it is. I think if Kyle had his way, he'd be on the field right now. In my opinion. But how do you feel about it?
Honestly, I agree with you. This is all Parag for sure. And Jay, like we talked about before we got on the air. A lot of people are going to blame like John and Kyle for it, why it's taking so long and stuff like that. But like Pete said, it's Parag and Jed that's making it go on this long and trying to figure out what the hell they want to do. Also, real quick, I believe her name is Josiana Anderson from NFL Network.
Oh, Josina Anderson.
Sorry, yeah. I always get her name wrong, but anyways, she basically
you gotta roll the S.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
So it doesn't stop, guys. It doesn't stop. So now she just tweeted out that I'm now informed that the Patriots are still not giving up on trying to get Brandon Aiyuk.
Oh, so yeah, I saw that.
Just doesn't stop.
Yeah, no, it's like they cannot give up. I mean,
No.
that doesn't mean anything. And and because what's the juiciest story in the NFL right now?
Us.
What is always the juiciest story in the NFL?
It's basically the Niners waiting.
It's got to be something to do with the
Mhm.
49ers. It's
Yeah.
either us or the Dak or Dak.
Notice how they've barely talked about Dak and CeeDee Lamb not being able to get re-signed yet. Like it's literally
Well, I
just been
mean,
focused on
CeeDee
us.
Lamb he's not in the and I mean, it's nothing against Ayuk, but his agent ain't putting out a bunch of stuff saying that
True.
he asked for a trade.
True.
Like as soon as you take the Band-Aid off, the floodgates open, and at that point you can't control it. And I'm sure that's what the 49ers told Ayuk to begin with, but that was the only leverage that they had, was to do that and get it into public opinion and get 49er fans to the point to where they are right now.
Yeah.
And 49er fans are just ready to storm the stadium and take the money out of Jed York's hand and put it in Ayuk's just to get this over with. And that's where we're at. Or you got the other side of the 49er fan that wants to go into 49er HQ, grab Ayuk, and ship him to Cleveland themselves.
Bro,
they
I'm
just
sorry,
want
but
they just
I'm
want it
not-
over.
Speaking of Cleveland, real quick, I'm sure everybody in the chat and you, Pete, could agree with this, but I'm not giving up Ayuk for fucking Amari Cooper. Sorry.
Oh no, I don't think Shanahan wants Amari Cooper.
No.
I'll be honest with you that he's not
older.
a Shanahan type of guy.
Nope.
It would be weird because Brandon Aiyuk, like we talked about, does the blocking. He's the leader. And I don't know anything really about Amari Cooper as a person. I know that they like him in Cleveland. That they really like him in Cleveland. So I don't know him as a person, so I don't want to sit here and say he's not a leader or anything like that. But they know what they have with Aiyuk. And to have an unknown all of a sudden, and that Amari Cooper has never been asked to block. You know that for sure. And he's never been asked to do a lot of the things that Aiyuk is asked to do. So in that, you're asking for the unknown in August, not in April. You're getting it in August, and right before the season starts. So now, how do you and he's got to learn now granted, Cleveland runs a variation of the Shanahan offense, but it's not the Shanahan offense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also an aspect of this whole thing that I'm really kind of makes me think that they're not really if they do get a player, I don't know that it'll be a wide receiver. What do you if it was Cleveland, I personally would ask for one of their offensive linemen. I mean, I'm always going to go offensive lineman.
Yeah, somebody said that actually on X. I forgot who. But
Pittsburgh.
They did mention that.
Pittsburgh's got multiple guys that I would take.
They do. But I don't want Ayuk going to Pittsburgh. I got my cousin and my brother-in-law who are Pittsburgh fans. They've literally been texting all day today about the whole situation. I'm like, fuck. Like, shut up. Anyways, just real quick, for those of you guys mentioning what CMC said today on NFL Network, I just want you guys to know CMC doesn't know what the fuck's going on behind doors. I know he said former teammate, but he corrected himself. He didn't mean it like that. And just like the rest of the guys, they don't know what's going on. Only John, most likely, Kyle, and then Jed and Parag know what's going on. So just putting that out there. Don't believe everything you see online. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, every misspeaking thing that one of the players says or one of the coaches says isn't necessarily tea leaves that need to be read. Let's say that. Sometime, like, we're gonna look back at this after this is all said and done, and nobody's gonna remember that Chris, if Ayuk gets re-signed, nobody's gonna remember that Christian McCaffrey said that his former teammate.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to remember, and nobody's going to care.
Somebody in my group chat, the Hive, said he got so used to having his teammates leave him in Carolina that's why he said that.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of people leave.
Yeah, for sure.
He did have a lot of people leave, and I mean, I just with all of this, I just really I would never tell a player to take less money than they think that they're worth, because this is the reason why, is because if you're always going to be thinking in the back of your mind that the team didn't do right by you, and I was forced to take this, and don't let them not win or them have a bad season or something, then it becomes a whole another issue with that player. And I just think that the 49ers are in a spot where they've got all these guys getting paid top dollar. Eventually, they couldn't pay everybody. There's no team in the league that's been able to pay everybody.
It's gonna start happening next year,
And they had to draw a line in the sand somewhere, and it just happened to be Aiyuk.
Yeah.
Because people. I thought this was stupid, because I thought this part was real. And I shouldn't say stupid. That's a bad word. But I saw a lot of people online on Twitter saying that, well, they paid everybody. They bent the knee to Bosa. They let Debo have whatever he wanted. They let who was the other guy? Kittle and Warner have exactly what they wanted. That's not true. They had their negotiations just like everybody else did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
They just
positive.
didn't make a big deal about it.
Yeah, and I'm positive that the number that ended up being the number was not the number that they asked for in the first place. I'm positive of it, because that's not a negotiation. If that was the case, the deal would have been done in April or before that on all of those deals, but it wasn't. So for people to sit there and say that everybody just got what they wanted, no, they didn't. That's not accurate. Debo didn't get exactly what he wanted, because if he did, he was asking for more guaranteed money, and but regardless, he didn't get exactly what he wanted. So don't put that out there that he got exactly what he wanted.
Perfect example too, not just Debo, but I mean, look what just happened, just literally right away after this the season ended and we're into off season. Armstead gone. Right? He asked for more money.
Yeah. Oh no, that wasn't gonna happen. You can't even stay on the field, bro. I love Armstead. I think he was a really good piece when he's out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were missing. I mean, at a certain point, you were only playing like half the games, and
look at he's already out over there in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and he's plantar fasciitis, for all of us old folks out there that know about it. It doesn't get better. It's never going to get better. That's something that, especially when you're a close to 300-pound man standing on those feet all the time, it's not going to get better. That's why when a 300-pound man like Kinlaw gets knee issues right away, the 49ers shouldn't have touched him with the 10-foot pole. He had knee issues in college. Why would you take and what did he have throughout his tenure with the 49ers? Knee issues.
Yeah.
And I wish Kinlaw nothing but the best. I don't think that it's fair necessarily that this stuff happens to these players, but the reality is the reality, and you've got to do your best as an organization to put yourself in a good position, just like those players are asking for the money. It's the team's job to put themselves in an advantageous position to keep cap flexibility, right?
Yep, exactly.
So
let me just bring this up real quick for us to listen and
Oh,
hear.
TL in the building. I didn't even see you down there.
What's up, TL? What's up,
What's
Mark?
going on, TL? Appreciate you coming through, fam. I don't know what Daniel Silva was saying.
All right, if you could share this, it's just basically what Kyle was saying today. This whole Aiyuk situation. And chat, let me get your thoughts after we hear this video on what Kyle said about the Brandon Aiyuk crap. All right. Here we go.
Do you expect or need this to be resolved pretty soon?
No, I mean, you always want it to be badly, but this stuff does take time, and every day I hope it gets resolved. But I have no timetable on it. Like, it didn't surprise me coming into this, going about coaching our team, getting them ready for week 1, and hopefully it'll get resolved though sooner than later.
He's here today?
Yes.
Normal stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there a scenario where you do a long-term deal with him?
There's a scenario for everything, so I want to rule anything out.
Would this team be better if you traded Brandon Aiyuk? Could you see a scenario where you're better because of that?
I mean, Brandon's a great player, so it's real hard to be better when you lose a great player. So we got to look into anything. We got to understand the situation we're in, what that looks like. And it does take time. So hopefully it'll all work out best for him and best for us in the long run.
He has the permission to talk to other teams. Is that correct?
Yes.
He looks so unhappy.
I know it could be resolved. But
I mean, it's been at this point for a little bit, so it's nothing really new to me. I mean, you're always disappointed when you can't keep a hold of all your players or it's not going exactly right. I mean, I don't like losing anybody, so that's why I'm hoping it does work out here. But right now, we don't have that solved yet, so I hope it does.
Is the offer you guys made him a final offer, or is there a chance you...
I mean, I'm not getting any specifics with offers, contracts, trades, anything like that, but what I can tell you guys is nothing has changed. I know a lot was out yesterday and stuff, but from the situation that we're in with Brandon, nothing's changed.
That stood out to me a lot.
Off the street into this offense, how long would it take that player to get up to speed and be ready to roll?
2.5 days. It depends who it is. It depends the situation, experience of the offense, where he's at in his career. So I got no absolutes for you.
Bose's deal took a while last year. Obviously, we know all the way to the right. Why is this one different?
I'm not going to get into that. I mean, each one's different, and I'm not going to compare Bose's to Brandon's.
All right. So thoughts.
So what I have to say about that is that it's just what I was just talking about. What we were just talking about with CeeDee Lamb and the fact that we're not hearing. For all we know, these exact same things are happening behind closed doors with Dak. That for all we know, but the difference is at a certain point, Aiyuk and the 49ers decided to rip off the Band-Aid and show everybody and their mother what the whole process. And once they've included all of us in the process, this is the reason why they don't do this. This isn't normal.
Mm-hmm.
Is because people are going to get in their feelings.
Yep.
Like people are going to get their feelings hurt. Fans are going to get their feelings hurt. They're not going to like a certain. They're not going to look at the player the same. They're not going to look at the team the same. And that's why you keep negotiations private. You don't want to know how the sausage is made. Pause.
So just real quick, Adam Schefter just tweeted out right now. After inquiring about Brandon Aiyuk's availability, the Patriots have decided not to explore any further trade possibilities with the Niners regarding their standout wide receiver. Patriots are excited about their young receivers and want to focus on them. So that's kind of giving me.
Wait. Who said that?
Adam Schefter did.
He said that. Wait. So one more time.
He said that after inquiring about Brandon Aiyuk's availability, the Patriots have decided not to explore any further trade possibilities with the 49ers regarding their standout wide receiver. Patriots are excited about their young receivers and want to focus on them.
Makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I think they got talent. And Javon Baker's my guy. So like I think he's going to be a stud for them. But I will say this: somebody said something interesting today. I tweeted it out, and I think it widely went unseen. Is somebody said, and I wish I could give them the credit. And I remembered I saw so many tweets today, but somebody said that the beat writers are the mouthpieces of the team. When they put something out there, that's pretty much the team talking. When the Adam Schefters and the Peliceros and all those guys, the national insiders say something, that's the agent. That's the agent talking. And when like I just thought that was a really interesting tidbit and a lens to look at it through. So when Adam Schefter says that, that automatically tells me that the agent's telling is willing to tell everybody, okay, Patriots are out. Like this gives one of these other teams an opportunity to come in, to swoop in and try and outbid.
Mm-hmm.
So get your money up, get your picks up, get whatever. If you really want him, you need to come and get it. And so yeah, I just think it's just I look at this and I have fun with it. Are we all tired of the back and forth? I think I'm more tired of people's opinions on it, more so than that. I love to watch the back and forth, like posturing I'm fascinated by negotiations because I really think it's a battle of wills, and it's all about leverage and who's going to win. And I mean, I want Aiyuk here. I want the 49ers to be good. So I don't really have a dog in the. I think the 49ers are going to be good regardless. Do you think that the 49ers are better with or without Aiyuk? I thought that was an interesting question. I chuckled at it when they asked Kyle that. Do you think that they're better with or without Aiyuk?
That is a fucking good question. I think they could be fine without Aiyuk, but I think they're better with Aiyuk on the field.
I agree. I find it really hard to believe that they're better without Aiyuk. Now, if you told me that they could get a Troy Fautanu and a pick for Aiyuk, and we've all of a sudden we've got bookend tackles.
Yeah,
that I might, and with Pooney starting and looking really good in camp, I could get on board. I might be able to get on board with that. But to say automatically off the bat that they are better without Aiyuk, that I think that's ridiculous.
So, I know we've been talking about Aiyuk a lot and everything too, but we also have another important player that is holding out as well. Let's go ahead and talk about Trent Williams real quick.
Oh yeah, he's been lost in the shuffle with all this stuff going on.
How are you feeling about this? Do they get it done anytime soon, or are we waiting until week 1?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that later because I feel you, twin. And
for sure.
But what was the question about? I saw that and it threw my mind.
No, so basically I just asked how are we feeling about that? Do we get it done now, or
they don't have a choice?
Or is it still going to go till? Do you think it's going to go to week 1?
I think it's going to probably get done midway through preseason.
Okay.
And or right before preseason.
He just wanted to guarantee money up a little bit, right?
Yeah, and he doesn't want to be in camp.
I feel it.
Like that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the stupid part about all of it is if they redo his deal, they're gonna free up cap money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a no-brainer. You're gonna do it. It's not a question of if they're gonna do it or not. They're gonna do it. Your season is a wrap if you don't have Trent Williams.
Oh yeah, easily.
And I know that might be sacrilege to some of the 49ers out there, 49er fans out there, but just look at what happened when we didn't have him for 3 games. And people might say it was Debo was on the field too, but Trent Williams was
What's up,
much
Kev?
more of a bigger loss, much bigger of a loss than Debo, in my opinion.
Can you bring
That's
up?
my opinion.
Yeah, same. Real quick, bring up 90 Till's comment real quick, and I want to get your thoughts on what he said.
92. I already like I love that song. 92.
You see
I can't find it.
It's the one that says.
Is it all the way at the bottom?
No, it's on top.
Oh, on
It's
top.
right.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Wait, is it this?
It's a paired one. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So
Some
he
secret
said,
that we're better with Ayuk. That's the obvious. But does losing Ayuk automatically disqualify us as contenders? No, I wouldn't say it disqualifies us as contenders. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult because all of a sudden they don't have a man beater, and not that mattered because even when he was beating man coverage, they didn't throw him the ball.
correct.
So I don't even know if it matters if they have a man beater. But I think that where that's going to show up in the regular season. This season. And does Brock take that next step in his maturation process?
I'm just gonna say that so off topic, but my boy Brock is fucking he's swole, bro. That motherfucker got huge.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, the arms. He got the guns like to match his legs because he already had the beefy legs like paws. But
they're calling him Baby Bosa.
Yeah. But they were already saying in training camp that his throws have looked like they have a little bit more zip on them. He still can't throw off his back foot. He can't be doing like that. That's been like automatic interceptions so far in camp. But yeah, and Mark says the same thing about Trent. Says not playing the preseason regardless, but the fact that it hasn't happened yet is crazy. That I think that they're so all in trying to figure out this Ayuk deal, that it's kind of been on the back burner. But that is, to me, they should have just sent Parag home tonight. Said, figure out this Trent deal, get this done, so that we can have some positive news going.
I saw throwback. He just tagged basically Mayokas. We already know this. It's just it was Adam Schefter's way of saying that the Patriots are not interested anymore. It's more of Ayuk wasn't wanting to go to the team. That's what it was.
Yeah. Like he had already said that he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go there or to Cleveland. I'd heard I don't know if you saw what Croc said about, man, he can buy a whole bunch of houses. And he can do a lot more with that money in Cleveland than he can with Cali. But I think that is, I really think that that's a short-sighted way of looking at the money. Like when people start talking about taxes, your quality of life is more than just how many houses you can buy, in my opinion. Like it's your like we talked about it earlier, your comfortability with your team, with your building, with your owner, with your teammates. That kind of stuff matters. And when you're in LA, when you're in or in LA or San Francisco, like those places that, I mean, there's more opportunity that you're right in the middle of than Cleveland. Like you're going to have more opportunity in San Francisco for things outside off the field than you do in Cleveland. That's just a fact, whether people want to admit it or not. Like it just is. I guarantee you. Like, does he want to be doing commercials for a furniture store in Cleveland, or does he want to be doing Nike commercials in San Francisco? Like, I mean,
I would rather.
It matters.
I would rather.
Nothing against Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't. Hopefully, none of our fans.
Look, all I gotta say
out there that get mad about that.
All I gotta say is, dude, is if I were him, yes, I know it's expensive as hell out here, but I would rather stay in Cali and take this weather over fucking Cleveland or
Dog,
New
I've had
England
both. Okay, I live in
or
Houston.
yeah, that's
I
what I'm
live in
saying, bro.
Houston. I grew up. I've lived 37 years in LA, in Orange County.
Yeah.
Um, if I could take my whole family back, I would.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like once you leave Cali, bro,
It's just the
it's
weather.
hard
It's
to
the
come
weather
back.
and the food. I miss the weather and the food. That's really it. I love my family and I love every
Yeah.
and like my in laws. My mom's out here now. Uh, it's I love my life here, but at the same time, if I could take it all and move it to that weather and that food, I would
Yeah,
do it tomorrow. I would do it tomorrow. So,
I tell you, man. But
but it
uh what I was gonna say too is
and I feel you, twin. I feel you, but you're not going to get the same offers when you're playing for Cleveland. You're just not.
correct.
You're not. That's not going to happen. How many Cleveland how many Amari Cooper commercials do you see?
None.
He had
None.
1,200 yards
Yeah.
receiving last year. Why ain't he all over the TV?
What?
Like,
He hasn't even gotten talked about at all either.
yeah, I'm saying, why aren't there any Nick Chubb commercials? Nick Chubb been like the lead, like one of the best running backs in the league for years. You don't
That
see
boy
no Nick
stays hurt
Chubb
though.
commercials.
He stays
Well,
hurt.
no, but he was no, but he no, like before last season, he wasn't hurt like all the time. He wasn't hurt all the time. I got to look up his stats, but but regardless, there's really good players that are in
Let
bad
me
markets. When you're in a bad market, Cleveland is a bad market. New England isn't. The only reason why it was a good market at the time was because they were winning
Tom Brady
championships.
and Bill
If you're
Belichick.
not winning championships, then the New England is not a good market.
Look at them now.
Yeah, ain't nobody doing any commercials in New England.
So somebody brought up about the CMC injury. I just want you guys to know a lot of our starters will not be playing in the preseason. And to me personally, I think it's just them making up injuries so they don't have to play. There is some that are like for real, but honestly, I think our starters are they're gonna wait till week 1, to be honest. And they'll just make up some shit, but that's my thought on it. What do you think, Pete?
Ask me one more time. I was reading.
What like
Twins
the
thing.
injuries that they're saying? Because somebody asked about, are you
Oh,
guys
that was
worried
my next
about
question.
CMC's injury? And
So-
honestly, I'm not.
I'm not necessarily worried about the injuries per se.
Me
Well,
neither.
some of them worry me, some of them don't. Like CMC's injury doesn't worry me at all because I think
No.
that's just them saving him for the season.
Ricky, yes.
Ricky Pearsall's injury, he's been injured like 3 times already.
Yes.
He was injured in college. He was injured in high school. Like that worries me.
Elijah
Like,
doesn't.
Elijah Mitchell?
It is what it is at this point.
Yeah, how can you be worried about Elijah Mitchell at this point? Like, I mean, we knew that's what it was, and we knew that that's why he was a prime candidate to be traded. Was
Exactly.
because they were hoping that he would make it through camp unscathed, and I could see him getting traded if he could make it through camp, but of course he didn't. And so it is what it is with Elijah Mitchell. I love the kid. He runs. He's a really good running back, and it's just unfortunate. Did you see what happened with E-Man?
Yes.
He tore his pec. Oh my god, broke my heart.
Dude.
Broke my heart. That guy is such a good player.
You can't
And,
win, bro.
Like, yeah, I just, oh my god, it broke my heart. Like, because he's done nothing but produce when he's out on the field.
Damn,
Worked his way up from like I don't even think it was he was drafted. He was drafted in like the 6th round,
Mm-hmm.
or was he drafted?
I think he
I
was.
think I think he was drafted in 6th round. Somebody in the chat tell me. Like, but I mean, he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't for being a 6th round. He was not supposed to be a starter on the 49ers. Keller Witherspoon was supposed to be that guy, and he went in and took his job. And then he just can't stay healthy. I really feel bad for him, but
Yeah. So and then Isaac Garindo, wasn't he hurt too?
he's hurt. But they said that he was practicing on the side, he
Okay.
was working out on the side. So
What
it
was
looks
it?
like he's on his way back. It was a hamstring.
Hamstring. Okay.
And that was the common thread throughout camp was hamstring injuries, which this was a little people. I think people forgot that our strength and conditioning coach left
Uh-huh.
the team and went to the Atlanta Hawks, I believe. He went to
Really?
basketball. Yeah. And so we have a brand new strength and conditioning coach, brand new staff. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with all these injuries. Because remember, before the staff that we have now, that we had before that guy left, we were getting injuries all the time.
Yep. We sure were.
So that part it does kind of make me worry because it seems like everybody's been getting hamstring injuries and soft tissue stuff, and it's that just kind of scares me. But you brought up Breida's back in the house.
Yes, Matt Breida is back with us. Chat, let me know how you guys feel
He
about Matt
wasn't.
Breida being
See, I
back.
was right.
Okay, he was
TL saved
undrafted.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, he was undrafted. I thought he was. I wanted to say for some reason I just look at him and see 6th round pick,
Mhm.
but I could the better of me. I thought he was undrafted. So but for him to work even more so from undrafted, wow. But
Yeah,
but what
but
were you saying?
no, just going back to Matt Breida. How are we feeling with Matt Breida being back on the team? Do you guys think? And this is a question to you as well, Pete. Do you guys think this is basically as a precaution for Elijah Mitchell per se?
Mm.
Now, that's a good question.
Mm. Hmm. Elijah Mitchell or who?
No, I'm saying, do you think this is like a precaution for Elijah Mitchell?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
What I think it is they're having all these injuries with people with hamstrings,
Mm-hmm.
and they're bringing in Breida to get them through camp. That's what I think is happening.
Okay. Do you think he makes the team?
I don't think that he's going to make the team unless people are injured.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
I don't think Garendo. I have a feeling Garendo is going to go on one of their IR, their mystery IR injuries, and he's going to get a mulligan year, and then it's going to end up being CMC, Jordan Mason, and Cody Schrader.
All right. Say that again.
I think Garendo is going to get one of those mystery is going to go on one of those mystery IR injuries that where they're basically giving him a mulligan for the season, and it's going to end up being CMC, Jordan Mason, and Cody Schrader.
Okay. Well,
That's what I think is going to happen.
TL thinks it's the Breida signing is more due to the CMC injury. What do you think?
Wait, what about the CMC injury?
So TL said that he thinks that the Breida signing is more for the CMC injury.
Oh, I think it is to get him through camp. It's a body to
It
get
could
them through camp.
be either CMC or Elijah Mitchell, to be honest.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter either way. Like they're both hurt, and they've got that other guy too that I have yet to hear anything about. What's his name? Who I don't even know if he's still on the team.
Yeah.
Because they haven't even mentioned him. They had another guy that they picked up. I have it. You got Jordan, Elijah Mitchell, Cody Strader, Patrick Taylor.
Patrick Taylor. Okay.
Yeah, Patrick Taylor. I mean, he's big. He's like 6'2", 217.
Yeah.
But supposedly, I think the first in OTAs he didn't look too bad, but we haven't heard anything from him since. So I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know what he's still on the roster apparently.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
But we haven't heard anything about him.
Yeah, we'll see for sure.
And what else?
So
exactly.
we're at the hour mark right now. So last question. I'm gonna ask you a question here, because
before you ask the question, does Latu make this team?
Honestly, I think he does. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know who else I haven't heard?
Always makes it.
You know who else I haven't heard anything about in for weeks, a couple of weeks now, is Braden Willis. I haven't heard him being on. He's not on the injury report.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, what's going on, Mike? Appreciate you coming through, fam. Make sure you check out my guy, Nothing But Niners. Oh, by the way,
what's up?
By the way, Mike's gonna be on the show on my show on Thursday. He's coming on with me. I appreciate him coming through.
Damn, no invite. What the hell?
You can tune in.
Okay, fine.
You have an invitation to tune in.
Okay? Not the same. Yeah, you could.
But Brandon Willis.
Yeah, that's true. No, Brandon Willis. I haven't really heard from him, but you know who? God, I can't think of his freaking name right now. That's weird. That Brandon. Yeah, we haven't really heard from Brandon Willis.
They had their other tight end. They had one of the other tight ends backing up Juice today because Juice didn't suit up, and that's what made me ask the question. Was wait a minute, Braden Willis is supposed to be the heir apparent to Juice. Why is this guy? And we haven't heard anything about Braden Willis, so he's not on the injury report, so I don't know what that's all about.
He's still on the team though.
I know he's still on the team. Oh yeah, can you let them know, TL? Please let them know. What did I say about D Winners?
Okay, that's who I was looking for. D Winners has been getting.
What did I tell you about D Winners?
That's crazy.
I tried to tell you about D Winner. I tried to tell you all that D Winners was going to be the guy.
Coming in. Bring it up too.
Coming in this season, because everybody, Devondre Campbell, I get it, veteran. Everybody would assume that but D Winners was good, looked good, started to look good last season. And I thought that they were just giving him, him and Jalen Graham, a mulligan. And Jalen Graham supposedly has been coming on the last couple of practices. But D Winners has been showing up and showing out all offseason. And they've got him going with the first string now. So, I think I don't know how the 49ers constantly find these linebackers, just linebacker after linebacker after linebacker. Good. It's wild.
So Mike said that a few days ago Willis was Juice's backup. Was there a setback?
Yeah, I wonder.
Probably.
I mean, it would have to be. I wonder if it just didn't look natural. Because everybody kind of put him into that spot, but has Braden Willis played fullback?
I don't think so.
I think people kind of just assumed because people had penciled him in like that, but I don't know.
I mean, dude, can we just put it out there? I'm going on the opposite end of the field now. Defense.
Yeah,
Drake Jackson's a bust.
I mean,
he's
still hurt. They said there's no timetable for him to come back.
No.
They said he's probably not going to be ready by the beginning of the season. So
I keep going all over the place, but It's kind of
What?
fun just bringing all this shit out.
Yeah, I mean, we're a Niners podcast. It's not it like people need to know these things about before we get into preseason, and then they're wondering why they're not seeing their favorite, the guy that they want to see on the field. Like it's really weird that they've got all of these injuries, these random injuries, and then players that a lot of people had already penciled in at certain spots just are not showing up on the practice field.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
New England. Sounds like New England offered north of 30 million per season, and he turned it down.
Really?
And he turned it down.
I mean,
So Brad from SF Niners, which by the way, shout out to him. Congratulations on being able to get
great pictures
on the field.
Yeah,
and
great pictures.
media day and everything. But he said, and I quote, "If Brandon Aiyuk only cared about money, he'd be a Patriot based on the insane offer that they presented. BA clearly wants to play for a winner, which is now abundantly clear."
Yeah,
That
I
means
think
he
it's the
wants to stay here.
comfortability.
He
I don't
wants
even
to
know if
stay
it's a winner because he
wants
wanted
to
to
stay
play for the Commanders.
Yeah.
Like they're not a winner.
Well, because of his boy.
I get it, but
Per se, he wanted to play for the Commanders. I don't know how true. I mean, like, yeah, he said it, but do we really believe it? You know?
yeah, I look at that as, I can't believe that they offered 30.
30 mil, dude, and he turned it down. So it's not about the money then.
So it's not about the money.
It's not about the money.
So and to me, it's even more now about the structure. They like I think it's just the structure, and he wants the 49ers to structure it in a way that's going to give him security. And
that's crazy.
That's yeah, I mean, you just don't maybe he just doesn't
put-
want to play in New England.
Put up
He don't know nobody out there. He ain't got no family.
put up Mike's comment.
Hold on. I was looking at Twitter to find what you
Oh,
were talking
sorry,
about, but
oh yeah, let me. God, I can't talk right now because I'm like.
yeah.
So this is
I
according to Ari Miroff. This is what he said. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna share it to you so you can pop it up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Oh, can you send it again? There we go.
There you go. Okay. So sounds like the Patriots were willing to offer the most money per year to Aiyuk of all teams pursuing him. New England was believed to be offering north of 30 million per season. Seems like Aiyuk wouldn't want to go there, and on we go. Don't know how true it is, but I mean
but once again, those national guys,
yeah.
who leaks to the national guys? It's usually the agent. So now, that could be Ayuk basically saying, "Hey, if it was really all about the money, like I would have taken this deal." That could be a way for people for him to clear his name and to say, like, all these people keep talking about, I'm wanting all this money from the Niners. No, maybe I just want it structured in the way that I want it structured, and they're just not willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's just there's just so many ways to look at it, but that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Yeah,
I love negotiations. I just really I gotta say that again. Like that's the fun part of negotiations is trying to figure out. Okay, it's like poker.
Yeah. So interesting. So Mike said that Schefter tweeted that they were going to make a nice offer and 49ers agreed, but Aiyuk backed out.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked to see what the nice offer was. If it included Javon Baker in the number 1 pick, I'd have been like, okay, I could see it.
Interesting.
I could see it. or if it was, um, or if it was an offense. I don't know who they have at the offensive line because their offensive line was trash last year.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but yeah, like an offensive lineman, and it better not have been Matthew Judon because I thought that would have been a mistake if they had taken Matthew Judon.
Crocker's hilarious. Interesting, man. Interesting. I kind of believe that they offered 30.
Yeah, because that's the thing and he makes Mike makes a good point is that 49ers knew that it wasn't gonna be a high offer that teams were offering to trade for
Yeah.
Ayuk because they've got to pay him too.
Facts.
So that's the thing about being in a 5th-year option and you're not actually a free agent. Even if they had tagged you, and they had to give up a first-round pick,
Correct.
that's still not as much compensation as what the 49ers are probably asking.
That's why I also don't believe that the Steelers came back today to try to get BA because of what the Niners wanted. I think that's the main reason why they backed out yesterday. So I don't know how true that is that they came back today to try to make an offer.
Yeah, it's just so many ways to look at this, but we are over an hour. I'm gonna have to get going.
Same.
But we could go. We honestly, everybody, we could go all night talking about this. But the reality is that a deal ain't getting done tonight.
Nope. And if there is something, we'll break it to you.
Yeah, like if it happens within the next 30 minutes, I'm gonna be right back online and I'll bring Brandon on.
Same.
Yes,
sir.
But if it doesn't, then I will see y'all on Thursday, and me and Mike will be talking about it. Maybe I'll bring Brandon on anyway.
Hell yeah.
But before we get out of here, Brandon, why don't you tell them what you got going this week? If you got anything else going on in your channel.
Yes. So if you guys haven't already, I am also live on my channel for Fitful Podcast as well. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 705 right now. So we're on the road to 1,000. But bringing back the boys, maybe this week, towards the end of the week, I think, with Dion, Christian, Anshul, Beto. And we'll get another show going. Don't know what day yet, but I'll let you guys know for sure on Twitter. If you guys haven't yet already, follow me on Twitter as well. It's Forever Faithful Podcast, Instagram as well, TikTok, and Facebook as well. If you guys haven't yet already. Yeah, I think that's really it, man.
Yeah. So I've got a show going on Thursday. Mike from Nothing But Niners is gonna be going on with me, and we're gonna talk probably some more Ayuk stuff, and Trent Williams and all the good stuff leading up to the well, they got a game.
They got a game. What? Saturday?
It's Saturday. I want to say it's Saturday. It's the 8th.
It is Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday. So we'll be probably preparing you for that, and but yeah, Niner Podcast. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitch. I'm about to be on Kick. I'm anywhere you can get your audio podcasts. I don't care where you get it. Just get it. There is no excuse.
You don't want to see this ugly mug? You can listen to us on
listen to the audio. Listen to the audio. Listen to this voice. You know you love the voice, so it is what it is. You gotta get. You gotta get it however you want to get it, but then also like you just got to make sure that you tell a friend to tell a friend, so we can be friends every day, every week. As you can see, we are a family. We're a family.
On God,
we got what 230 people in here right now, and the chat was going. It was going off. Like I appreciate everybody in the chat: Kenny, TL, Really Musich that just spoke up. Proper 49er. I can't mention
Everybody
all
in
y'all.
the chat.
I'll be here for another hour. Like
Yeah.
so,
Everybody
but
in
I
the chat,
appreciate everybody for coming through and talking us through. Where this is therapy for all of us. So I appreciate everybody coming through. But I'm gonna get out of here. I will see all of y'all on Thursday. I want all 230 of y'all to be there on Thursday as well.
Before we end, I forgot.
Mhm.
I am also on Twitch and Kick for our Faithful Podcast.
Oh, it's too late.
This guy.
No, make sure you give Brandon a follow and on Twitter and everywhere on social on all the socials. So, but once again, I can't say it enough. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody coming through, and I will see you guys next Thursday. But until then, as always, go Niners.
Peace.